board of supervisors. And the report did not say, from staff perspective, we recommend Story County do this, this, and this. It puts forth some ideas, some considerations. But until these types of dialogues occurred, staff was very uncomfortable saying to the board, we recommend you do this. That just seemed short-sighted of us to do. So I don't think the board has preconceived notions either. I think and they had I know one had a conflict tonight. The next meeting, one of them will be here, I think, to welcome you to. Tonight just did not work out on their schedule. And we may have further on a work session where you have an opportunity to bounce ideas off them too and see really what are they thinking. But it just, this is a blank slate, we're starting. Like tonight is really about to get to understand the initiative a little bit from our standpoint, get to meet you all face to face, put the name with the face after just the email messages, and just do a couple of simple exercises to help set the standpoint, because as a committee we do have to have some structure, and we anticipate like the next couple of meetings helping you develop a mission statement and vision statement. That's what the board's going to be looking for ultimately. If they're going to dedicate resources, staff, and monetary, there's going to have to be some mission for those resources. So that tonight's kind of about working through that too, and having fun doing it. As much fun as you can have with facilitating a meeting, I should say. Are there any questions? I'm going to go to Impact Wheel.
Just out of curiosity, is there a place that we can learn about the actual Story County Board of Supervisors as far as like biographical information about each of them, just so we know a little bit more about who we're dealing with?
Yeah, if you go to Story County's website, you can read a little bit about them, and if you'll meet at Starbucks or coffee on Tuesdays at a board meeting, you can learn a lot about them. Only I live in Nevada, so I won't go to Starbucks. Yeah, there's some information on their website,
okay,
and we can send that. I mean, it's all on storycounty.com. Just briefly, Jane Halliburton has been. They all three live in City of Ames. They're all elected at large. However, we are not districted. There are 3 Board of Supervisors members. Jane is a long-standing member. She's been here 22 years. She was a former school teacher, and in the realm of Board of Supervisors. I'll give you some quick down and dirties. She, for a number of years, has been on kind of the mental health and the Board of Health advocate, a strong commitment to those lines. Wayne Clinton came on board since '98, so he's been, I think, 10 years. Maybe he came on board in 2000, I think. It's been in the past 10 years. Again, former school teacher. I mean, if anyone's been around, Coach Clinton, and he was a referee for Iowa State athletics, basketball for years and years. He just went through re-election last year and did win. There was a pretty solid race against him, and he did win re-election. I think I mentioned retired school teacher. He's always kind of been the transportation focus a little bit, but some of the juvenile courts, some of that youth-oriented endeavors. And then James Stroman is our newest member, again from Ames. He's on administrative leave from the AG office, Attorney General's office. He was prosecuted drunk driving cases, I think, is what he said. He teaches at Iowa State as well, though, in government, political science. He's just kind of filling in all the gaps, too. And a strong proponent of economic development, that Story County needs to be how they're doing more economic development rather than a hands-off approach towards economic development. They have, I'm sure if anyone paid attention to the election last year, there have been great internal struggles. James has been the voice of some change that hasn't necessarily been as welcomed as he'd hoped for, as he when he ran for election. Beyond that, I'm going to take the high road and not going further because I need a job tomorrow. But that's just kind of, do you have anything else? I mean, people have been here a long time too and know them, jump in too if you have anything. I mean, all three are Democrats.
I can remember some of the early work that we did in local food systems, and Jane was involved 12, 15 years ago.
Okay.
She's from Ludlow, Iowa State, Family Consumer Sciences.
Is she?
I mean, she was involved in that, she participated, you know, in a number of the events when we first started doing work in the 90s.
Jane has been very involved in Story County's energy efficiency efforts. James at the state level is involved with the State Energy Efficiency Commission. I don't know what it's called, and the building code. There's different commissions set up. Jane has had years of experience with the Emergency Management Commission. They each have, pardon me, like found their own little, not to use the word niche, but have made their own way as a board member, and I think as an outsider actually do complement each other despite some of their internal arguments they have from time to time.
Thank you.
Down and dirty. Okay. Any other questions? We're going to go into impact wheel. Has anyone ever done the impact wheel? No one's ever done an impact wheel? Okay.
Maybe by another name, let's see what you're going to do.
Okay. We're going to do it. It's going to be like a 3-step process. And that, since we have a smaller group tonight, I'll probably make the second and third step combined somewhat. An impact wheel is a rather simple, straightforward exercise just to determine the overall impact of or implication of an action. So, a great way to look at this is just use an example from tonight's. I had a great local supper. I had McDonald's with my family. It was one of those nights that we actually, my husband has a meeting at 8, I had one at 6:30, it was McDonald's for supper. But if you look at where in the middle it says county government, blah, 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 you could easily put in there Leanne Harder ate McDonald's for supper. And then what are the 4, first blank circles on the other side? Well, my cholesterol is not going to be improved. That's a negative implication. Another one is expensive. That's $24 for a family of 5. That's not going to help our budget. It was fast, though, so it actually helped us to be able to spend some time together, build our familiar bonds. It wasn't very tasty. I didn't really thoroughly enjoy it. So now I'm, because of that one, I'll have these ones over here because my stomach's not feeling best. I'm not going to have the best dreams tonight. Another one off that for Ryan. Ian's going to be cranky tomorrow. So you understand, it's like the ultimate, the thing in the middle will have implications. And those impacts will have implications. And so the very premise in the middle on the one that you guys are looking at is Story County is a leader in local food systems for this region. Just that basic premise that there's a role for Story County to be that leader. I'm not saying we are yet. That's just what, there's a role for Story County government to do that. What we are charging you to do over the next 5 minutes personally is to do these impacts, like the first tier. Like I started doing mine. The county plays a role, and you can write this down, but to some that may legitimize the initiative. If government, for some people that government has to stand out and take the risk and do it for someone else to do it. So if the Story County Sheriff's Office only buys apples from the Henrys, maybe they'll get someone else to go down to the orchard or buy apples only from them, but they don't, do they? Does the Sheriff's Office buy from you?
Not to the know of.
I don't think so. But, I mean, that may legitimize the school district. Someone knows the school district's doing it. Maybe some of the parents will be more, okay, I don't have to, and there's some some awareness building